In my time as a photographer, I have shot all kinds of things. Across those 12 years, you're gonna see a very large spectrum: concert photography, food photography, cars, people, events, real estate, drone work, drone video, hunting and outdoors, fitness, you name it, it's probably in my catalog. And from all of those shoots over the years, I've learned a lot. But one of the more important things I've learned, I'm only just now realizing. That is the benefit of saying no. So let me break this down for you. I was a young photographer, 14, 15, 16, and I didn't really know how to make money with my camera at all. And I didn't have any goals. I didn't quite know where I was going. I was just sort of taking the jobs that came to me. And what that meant was I was taking all kinds of jobs. I wasn't doing a whole lot of work, but all of the work was different. It was events. I was doing some photo and video work on the side for my dad's business. I was doing cars, kinda. I was interested in this thing and that thing, and my style and my subjects flip-flopped and moved around all over the map all the time. And at the time, I was like, well, this is great. I'm sort of expanding my knowledge and expanding my portfolio so that more and more jobs will come to me. But what I didn't understand is that I was becoming a jack of all trades, master of none. I was not specializing myself in any one thing enough to really get a foothold business-wise. Before we keep going, I definitely need to preface this by saying that I want you to do all kinds of shoots. I think that's an important part of your growth as a photographer, is to find the things that you really enjoy and that you're really good at. But I stayed in this place of just shooting everything that came to me for far too long. Just this last year, I was still doing it, and there was one particular job that I had that really just hammered home for me the fact that I need to stop doing that. I need to really lean into one or two areas and make that my focus, make that my brand, make myself recognizable in that area, instead of having my portfolio bounce around all the time to all kinds of different things with no cohesion. There's no connecting thread to all of it other than maybe my editing style. Because as photographers and videographers, we have to remember that we are selling a product, and that product is our work, and that product comes across in how we present our work. So if you're presenting your work and it's all kinds of different things with no cohesion, nobody really knows what they can expect from you if they hire you, or just even what they're gonna see on your Instagram next, which, you know, I guess in some ways is cool, but from a business standpoint, that doesn't make any sense. You have a product to offer, and if people know what they can expect from you and they know what they're getting when they work with you, that means a whole lot. What this consistency across the board gets you is a certain kind of trust from people. People can trust that you are gonna do this kind of work well because they see it all across your portfolio. And if they like what you do, they can trust and be comfortable that everything's gonna go well and you're gonna do a good job when they hire you for the thing they need you for. One of my favorite photographers on YouTube, Evan Ranft, was doing a video the other day talking about how to make money with your camera and as a creative person, because that's what he does. But he was talking specifically about the power of saying no, the power of turning down jobs. And he talked about it being powerful in showing that you are steadfast. If someone is not going to pay the rate that you charge, saying no and moving on shows some consistency and continuity in you, and that they are more likely to come back to you because they know you stand firm on what you offer, and you're not gonna budge on that just because somebody asks for it. And the other thing he mentioned is that saying no can often lead to higher paying jobs because you're turning down the people that are paying a low number, or they're offering you a low number. And it might feel like a loss in that moment, but it's more of a short-term loss for a longer-term gain. Because by saying no to the people that are offering you a small amount of money, you make room on your calendar and you make room in your brand for taking those jobs that are offering you more and that are going to be more profitable for you just as a business. And I made that my New Year's resolution. It's sort of a two-parter. First, it's that I'm going to say no to jobs more often. Obviously, I'm gonna think about it before I say it. I'm not just gonna sort of blindly say no, but I'm gonna try and focus myself as a business, as a brand, and as a photographer more. And the other part of it is I wanna focus myself more into weddings, and I want to add on filmmaking. I think that I'm not gonna focus myself into one area. I like to do a lot of things, so I'm gonna focus myself into those two areas very aggressively in this year. Wedding photography and filmmaking in different areas. I don't quite have a genre of filmmaking I've decided on quite yet, but just filmmaking as much as I can do it in this year. So this is sort of a complicated thing because on one hand, you need to take all kinds of jobs so that you get that experience under your belt and you figure out what you're good at and what you enjoy. But on the other hand, you need to be able to say no. When it's not worth your time, when it's not worth the effort, when it's just not something you're interested in doing, it's okay to say no, and it will be beneficial for you as a business if you say no and you keep that consistency in your brand and in your work. This topic is sort of something that seems to be the driving force in my work and in my mindset going into this year, so I thought I would share it with you. That video Evan made was so helpful. I hope mine is 1/10 as helpful to y'all as his. But as always, I very much appreciate you watching. I would love to hear what you're focusing on in this year in the comments. A like is always appreciated, as well as subscribing if you want to stick around. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.